Morning, everybody. John for Popeyes Postcards. Today we're going to stop at the antique mall that I have a booth in. It's the Old Glory Antique Marketplace in Frederick, Maryland. You can see the hours up there. Gonna go in. Got to pick up my check. Got to pay the booth rental, and I'll show you my booth as it is now. It'll be changing within the next month or so. Going to bring in a whole bunch of other cards. So let's go on in. Hi. Need to pay my rent for 07 and then also pick up my check, 04. Did I say 07? I
You
meant
said
04.
07, and I said, you are not Betty Sylon.
I don't look like a Betty?
You do not look like a Betty Sylon.
They had to correct my check. I only sell postcards, and they had a...
Yeah. What did they sell you for?
They had a table.
Oh, that must have been the old 04.
Maybe.
Because you guy that used to be in that corner did have tables and stuff a long time ago.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
we're not even talking recent. We're talking a long time ago.
Well, it wasn't mine.
Okay, I have to do a voiceover. They were playing loud Christmas music, and I'm a heavy mouth breather, so that's all I heard. This general view of my booth, it's an 8x11. I have, I think, 42 boxes of cards in here, about half topics and half state view cards. That slot right there, I have a postcard club meeting coming up, and I pulled out a box for that. I always try to mark new boxes brightly so people know that there's new stuff, and I put new stuff in twice a month when I go pick up my check. I think relatively competitively priced, $2 for a Disneyland card. There'll be a patriotic card coming up for $2. So again, pretty competitive. I have cards in there from 50 cents up to $20, and probably the biggest thing I do there every time I go in is just fix the mess that people made, taking cards out of sleeves, misfiling, stuff like that. These are the matted Christmas cards. I have a video on this. I was selling these at a craft show, and I decided to put them in the antique booth, and I'm just rearranging them. Some sold. I think I've sold probably 20 of these cards, probably an average of $14-15. Just really nice turn of the century Santas for what, $14-15. And there are a couple that might be up to $20, but most are around that $15 mark. So if you're in Frederick, Maryland, and you need a very nice Christmas idea, Christmas gift, come check out the Old Glory Antique Mall. Look at my booth. Those fit 5x7 frames, and all authentic postcards. There's some local ones on the right there of Frederick, Maryland area, but I don't think I've sold any of those. But the Christmas ones have been selling really well. Those are magazine racks I got off Amazon, and they hold the postcards fairly nicely. So my other antique mall, I have Valentine's Day and Easter, stuff like that. And you can see what they look like in a frame. I struggle to find the price tag for this, but it is $27, $26.95. So just another overview of the booth there. This antique mall gives you a printout. You can see I think it's from the 4th through the 6th. I did like 90 some dollars. And then for the 2 weeks previous, I did 180. So it's what, $90 a week. I was doing 200 a week, and I hope to get back up there. Might just hit a slow week, but I'm doing so much better in this booth than the other booth. You see the little yellow tabs. I try to mark where I put new stuff in the boxes, and of course those have all been moved. Got some stereo views there, and those little green baskets as people sitting in the chairs, which you got to have provide chairs for people to sit in. I mean, they can just throw their choices in the basket. So a lot of cards. I think there's about 27,000+ cards there, and I'm going to add up to 110. So I'm just going to walk around the mall real quick. This mall was going to close at the end of last year, or I'm sorry, a couple months ago. And the owner, who did sell the land, decided to keep whoever owns it now decided to keep it open. And the cards I just showed you and the cards I'm about ready to show you, I've cherry picked through those many years ago. I don't know if anything new has been added, but they're mostly dollar cards. So there's several vendors in this antique mall that have postcards. I'm by far the biggest postcard dealer in the mall. This booth has always had postcards, and I've always cherry picked through them. They've added some new cards I see here. I think that looks like World War II, but I think the date of the postmark is World War I, because the 2-cent stamp was used during World War I. And generic view Christmas cards, they're selling for $2. I have packs of 20 generic Christmas cards, postcards in my booth for I think $5, $6. Matt, this is for you from Jackass Retro. You can see how valuable souvenir postcard folders can be. $25, $16 here for a folder. So there's a lot of value not in these. I sell them in lots of hundreds for about 50 cents each. If you sold these individually, $3 or $4 on eBay, not $20+. This dealer's had a lot of high priced cards. I don't know how well they sell for this person, but I think these are slightly overpriced. I did cherry pick through this one other visit, and came away with one or two real photos that I think he or she underpriced. So I always got to look through boxes. There might be a gem that they missed, but I think they're just taking a chance of pricing everything high so they don't miss a gem. So we'll go here in a second. Back to me in a truck. Here's a New York card. I think it's might be Continental. They want $8 for it. That's a 50-cent card, so not worth it. So let's go back to me in a truck.
Okay, well, there's just a real quick tour of my booth. It's a 8x11, and I pay $200 a month. And you saw my checks there. That's 2 weeks worth of sales. I was doing about $200 a week. I guess this last 2 weeks, only doing about 100. Well, I guess 90 or whatever that is. So not doing too well. And then that one piece of paper I showed you was like $90 worth of sales. That's since Friday, and today's Tuesday. So that's like, what, 4 days of sales? Something like that. You can see some of the other postcards in the antique mall here. Some people are priced appropriately and some people are not. So anyway, I'll show you probably in another couple weeks, maybe a month, when I redo that booth. I got to bring in probably another probably 6,000 to 10,000 postcards within the next couple weeks, and then within the next month and a half, probably another 25,000 more. Okay, thank you for watching.